Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We've got another battle on the Siegfried Line map. I came in on the same day, and it's Fury from 1AR clan, the commander, and he's in the T95. Now, Fury just acquired this tank in the last couple of days. You would have seen him in a battle with Line Balls doing a 7k battle, and they have a big competition between those two players. So this is Fury trying to get a better result than Line Balls did. So let's see how he goes. Now, you couldn't see his equipment choices because he's only just acquired this tank, so he hasn't done any field mods, at least not the ones that show you the choices for loadout. So it's basically a stock T95, or, well, I should say stock, it's got the top gun, I think. So look, yeah, 155mm, so you can pretty much overmatch any tank in the game with this. 750 average damage and 320 pen is the ammo he's using. It's pretty much loaded out for getting the maximum result. Yeah, he's also running food, and it's a directive. Let's see if we can pick up that directive there. Modified config. Okay, so try and reduce the chance of getting ammo racked and your engine damaged off your tank. So just reduce the chance. I don't think it eliminates it completely. Alright, so pushing up pretty much in front of just about everyone, and going to use his armour and low profile to sort of bounce shots, and he's just waiting for any crossing. There's already a bit of damage being done. His team have lost one tank. They've lost two. Okay, this is not looking good. So enemies sort of lined up, need to get spotted there. Not quite sure exactly by who, but it's coming around here. Oh, he's proxy spotted by the IS-3, that's what it is. Yep, okay. So the IS-3 hopefully won't last too long. Now he's found a nice target there, but taking some hits as he's crossing. This is sort of one of the aspects of the T95, which is a bit hard to deal with more inexperienced players. It's just the low speed means when you're crossing you're exposed much longer, but he's being very aggressive, pushing up, trying to use his frontal armour here, and although he's losing some hit points, once he's got his frontal armour towards the enemy, he'll be okay. So just lining up that Scorpion through a gap. Unfortunately, he's just moved out of the way. He's got quite a few tanks in front of him, and the main danger being so far forward is potential for being flanked is a lot higher. So he's just keeping an eye on movement on the mini-map. He just missed the Skoda crossing. What he's really trying to do here is draw a shot from that BZ-176 so that he can then push in and fire a shot back. As long as he sort of stays in that one position, the BZ will probably hang back. So he's got to try and make the BZ think that he's getting into a vulnerable position. There you go, he's managed to make him fire, hit his tracks, and he's got his crew trained for repairs because he repairs fairly quickly, although, like I say, this is a double-tracked tank, and I think that might help with that aspect. Anyway, he's managed to get rid of the Tiger 2. It does take a hit from an Iron Arnie out in the field. He's got an AE phase 1 in front of him, and the BZ just fails to dispose of him. His 800 damage shot, which would have taken all his hit points, fails to penetrate and just bounces off. So again, this is one of the sort of the features of the T95, the low profile and the sloped armour on top means that, of course, the tracks underneath will absorb shots as well. So he's got this AE phase 1 in a position he can't escape from. Hits him and sets him on fire, but his fire extinguisher kicks in. So he's still alive, but then he gets taken out by BZ-176 from his own team, who's pushed up to help. So being that far forward has helped a great deal in terms of the performance. They've managed to get the hit point at disadvantage changed a bit. That Charfer Ju-4 just ducking down under the ridge line there. Otherwise I'm sure Fury would have let a shot go. And here's one of the problems with the T95, the low profile is not being able to shoot over the top of the rubble pile there, so that enemy BZ is being pretty safe in the way he's sort of pushing and then pulling back. Anyway, so his own team's BZ-176 there, also trying to get him to get into a position to fire at. But potential for the Skoda T56, who was last seen behind him, to pop out, so just have to keep an eye on that right hand side. Oh, in fact there he is, so Fury lines him up, gets a shot at him through the archways, but I think the BZ-176, yeah, there he goes, so Skoda takes out the BZ. So they're down now in terms of tanks by 2, and they're starting to drop back in terms of hit points, but Fury already on 4k, and he's aiming to do a lot more than that. If you recall, the target that line ball set was around about 7.2k, I think, 72.11, and we'll check that when we go and have a look at the detailed stats, but that's the mark that he's trying to exceed. Now, still got a bit of a disadvantage there, only one tank down, but there's still a substantial amount of hit points difference, but he can reverse that very quickly if he gets the opportunity. Alright, they've been evened out in terms of numbers. Oh, here's another BZ-176 trying to cross, so Fury spins around, lines him up, bang, sends him back to the garage. So second kill there to Fury. They've evened out the tank lineup, but again got a bit of a hit point disadvantage. Oh, now that BZ is pushing up. Is he pushing up too far? Yes, he is. Fury gets the drop on him. Oh, he puts his rockets into, then parks up against the A phase 1. So this is one of the problems with the BZ-176 rockets. Once you start it, you can't stop it, and he can't reverse, or he can reverse, but like 1 kilometre per hour. So he pretty much made his own death sentence there. But it's taken Fury up to 5.3k, another 2k to go, and he'll be in front. But oh, here we go. Charfuture 4, it's got some nice hit points. BZ takes a little bit out of him, but not enough to get rid of him. But now Fury can basically send him back to the garage if he stays in one spot, which he's doing for some reason. And there we go, another 690 of damage. And here we've got a Centurion 7-1 doing similar thing, and he basically rams him with the back of his tank, gets 300 hit points out of that, takes a small number of hit points from the Centurion, gets a nice damage shot in there. That's taken 7.2k, 72.44, which I think is just in front of line balls, but we'll have to see after the match. Oh, now there's a player called Lord Tyrion Lannister in a tank. I hope he's got enough cushions to be able to see over the top of the visor there. Game of Thrones joke. Alright, now it's just a Striv S1 left. Fury's got one chance to get more damage. Now that Striv has got 1,000 hit points, which I think is full whack. Fury just saying he needs one more shot of damage. I think he's also uncertain as to has he exceeded the target. So we'll have to see how it goes. Now the VK has pushed up in front. Fury hasn't been spotted yet. The Striv was on camping, but he's run off and he's taken a chunk out of the VK. So where is he? VK turning face where the T28 is, so that gives you an indication of where the Striv has gone to. Probably just on the other side of the road, going down the 0 line. Get a bit hull down there. And Fury just trying to get into a position to possibly shoot, so not sure what he's thinking here. Does he go towards the cap and then turn back from there, or what? Oh, unless the Striv has been spotted. Oh, it's got a building between him and the Striv. Unfortunately the T28 and the VK are going to get line on him before Fury does. T28 takes a hit and takes a chunk out of it. Both of them take a chunk out. He's only left with 74. Fury fires a last shot, but unfortunately without aiming in fully, and the T28 takes him out. That's the end of the game. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. 7.2k. I think he's done it. Okay, here's Fury's results. 72, 44 hit points of damage and 3 kills. That's earned him the high caliber award for the most damage. He's blocked 1950 hit points, which is given him the Steel Wall award, and he's earned the Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Now I can confirm that he surpassed Line Balls in terms of the raw damage, who ended up with 7211, so he's beaten him by 33 hit points of damage. That's why Fury was a bit anxious to get another shot of damage, so he knew that it was pretty close. But I've got to say, Line Balls did more combined damage by having more assisted damage, so I'll let those two fight it out, which I'm sure they will. Anyway, let's have a look at the team score. So it's finished on top with the most damage and EXP, 1494, nice level of basic experience there. Almost 3 times the damage of the VK 7501, it came in second place, and those were the only 2 tanks that did over 2k. And on the enemy side, the Charpentue 4 topped it, but it's got a T56 not far behind, but obviously did a bit of sniping, and the Struve did the most damage, but mainly by lasting till the end and getting a couple of last shots in. So not really contributing to the team, but probably helping his credit earning. In any case, this is Fury's game. He fired 13 shots, 10 of those hit, and each of the hits penetrated. Massive gun with massive penetration and great overmatch capabilities. So he earned 89k for the battle, but by using all premium ammunition and having some premium consumables at full price, he's had a net loss of 28k, but no boosters running and no other reserves running. So anyway, great game there from Fury. I'm sure that battle for bragging rights will continue. If you're watching the video and you learned something from it, which I hope you would, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, that's something you might want to think about doing. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.